2006, maybe. I was just by the town this year, so identified by the a little bit of experience, but this is always a little bit different sometimes. I'm newer here, but I've been around. I'm a professional firefighter. Um, I just want to go over a few things tonight, just so everyone can understand what we've been doing this year. We have about $50 in numbers in our appointment. We staff our station every day, 2 to 5 people that are afforded to us in the county Department of Safety. Last year alone, we ran near 2,000 calls, a little over 1,100 EMS calls, about 400 fire calls. All members have been over 1,000 hours of training last year as volunteers. Aside from their normal jobs and the normal everyday lives of the family, which is a lot. Not to mention the 9,000 plus hours that members have given on standby time. There was time to be made at the station and to see if they have extra staff. Just the other day, we took delivery of 2 brand new ambulance from Barn from Ohio that boarded over 2 years ago. So we were able to around half shortly, with a little over $500,000 in capital that put into that program. Also, in the next couple of days, we'll be donating one of our older ambulances that we have in the station for Regional Fire Training Center. We're going to have equipment that goes along with that to help train the DPS employees that are going to be in that training and so forth. So they have that equipment there available in their disposal instead of having to request it. So I just wanted to pass on that information and reflect on everybody to let you know that there's anything you need, we're here. So feel free to reach out. I'm happy to come by and you have. You guys want more information. So,
But the really great point with the banquet, going on with the banquet, all the time they've been gave a really great presentation tonight, but normally you come about once a year and give like a 10 or 15 minute presentation about what's going on with the department, and you can like to know more information. So we can schedule the agenda anytime you want to do that.
yeah, that's my fault. I forgot in January.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it together, right? Coming March or something.
Yeah, I mean, I can do next month if you like.
Come around and tell me, and I think on the agenda, I think, and we'd like to know more about it. You like to support it. Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Okay. Dana? Anything?
Go flat, but okay. All right. I just wanted to share. I was asked actually to share this letter I wrote to the OCA and the City Council back in December, because where we are, we're sort of like a community this week and have lots of market people coming in all the time. It's really cool to do business there because it's more like a community there. So we're new here, and it's interesting, of course, it's still going on, a number of things going on there. But I told them to buy this house. And I just had some thoughts that I heard that I just thought I'd share. So, I wrote this. The property and business owners of 85 Market Street, 25 A Market Street, people for the one of the renovations to the old house that we're working on at the corner of the field in Market Street. And working such a lovely independent house. But such an imaginary that this is just the many wonderful people with wide opinions on the going on here. It's a guy who listening to the community at large. The comment rate is one appreciation for an impact as it is. the town forward. Building shops downtown with more retail and customers, addressing infrastructure issues and making general improvements. Growth in senior towns for federal work, culture, where you have for 20 years, has become far less pleasant and welcome. Further, Maryland was like Onancock, when you had a species of really rich as those who were proud of enforcement that it undermines livability. I hope to open a dialogue here, bring people together, to consider our future food and work at small town retail that makes Onancock so special. We attended the OCA meetings with the owners of Morpheus during the spring, summer, and early fall, and we met with the hardworking people who are interested in doing good things for the town. We noticed there were few any other businesses represented at the meeting. In both these and the two town meetings I attended, there's a large focus on the school. I think the school was wellness training with the concept of doing full field factory style working artist studios to attract visitors. Presently, the school has some artists, but also businesses. They pay very little rent, with many other opportunities like Wi-Fi, electric, water, insurance, traffic, etc. included, while the building appears to have infrastructure issues needing more funding. The low rent of the school, when the opening was stayed for pennies, impacts the larger community in many ways beyond the unfortunate by over the proposed pavilion. School-based businesses have no desire to trade or subsidize the extra location downtown. We really asked a lot of the funding join us to have several empty buildings in Shortcut right next to us. Rents are lower in an effort to lure new businesses in, the one result in not enough income from property oriented income. The Littleton building pays intensive, effective revenues of the 90th street, even with the generous low rent, with interest loan of $1 million. So I double that up a little bit, but the gist is that when you change the little rent at the school, you know, reason one is downtown, so therefore we have to go from. And it is also hard that people downtown, we walk their rent to accommodate their subsidized rent at school. The owners of those buildings are like, you know, or you can't pay the cost of the building. They're done. Well, the first of them. So I just have a thought, it's going to become over the community center with classrooms and open spaces for the, you know, to serve a larger mix of communities. You know, even a satellite library, cafeterias, dinners, offices for people like therapists, or there's actually a dance class that wants to be there for fall session ball and there's all kinds of things. So too much of that. But and there's actually a bunch that I have I'm not ready. Thank you. But
I'm just a little hard, I would have known one thank you, Dana, for sharing some of those, all of the ideas. I agree with many of them and expected it would be wonderful to have to join in schools as a community and a place for all. You know, really interested in hearing what the plans are going forward for the reconstruction of school. I know this is going into on its way out, so I will be, you know, no fun avoiding the elephant in the room there going forward. But I'm wondering how the school could become more of a community for the youth. So that's it. Next good idea. The other thing I wanted to talk about was parking. And I appreciate a lot of information from folks. I think many of the suggestions are excellent, particularly keeping the employees and residents from parking on the street. That to me is really important. 2-hour parking, limited parking, anywhere you want to do it. You want to give out violation stickers instead of tickets because you feel that you can't, you don't have the police force to go out and give out tickets when you don't want to. There's some reason that makes it quite. The other thing I wanted to, think about is the lighting. And I know the photo lights are ugly, but they really by, in this downtown area, they provide a lot of lighting. You know, gives you a feeling of safety. So I am a little bit concerned about, the, lighting from getting down. And it seems that there are so many places where, and I know we're not in the middle of a city, we're not in the middle of a city, but you have a lot of houses here too, and if you want to feel safe walking, I think we need to have enough light. And photos are ugly, they provide a lot of light. So I know you have a lot of work to do on that, but safety is really important. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you very, Mike Bartlett. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's not ready for the ferry.
I just want to address something that Councilman Holder said at the last meeting, which I thought was very good point, and that was to use ARPA funds to pay for the police department and the business center renovations. And I think the reason that's so important is that we don't want the council to be in a corner at some point with the ARPA funds that they might have to commit using that allowance for the process, which might not be as well considered as the police department and the visitor center, and use the reserve funds for these projects, then we have stuff where you do results funds for the wrong. So I think that was very important.
Is there any other comments? Okay, thank you. All right, we're moving on to council discussion, town plan, I guess it's specifically got, there's a lot of things to come up. The first thing is that we want to set up a work session after the, for other things besides, for discussion that we're looking at. Well, I don't usually know. Something down. Yeah, so, sooner rather than later.
We want to do a special meeting.
Yeah, middle of, February, people are gonna be doing myself, hopefully. Yeah, I'll find
Yeah.
that, right?
That'd be great. Get you here, sorry. How about February, no, that's President's Day. Does February 12th work? It's a Monday night. No other meetings. 2 weeks before your next council meeting.
That's a good time frame, yeah.
February 12th,
Yeah.
7 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
However, I have appointments to talk about that day, and I want to be sure on that. I can go through a day we can move to.
I don't like that, we got 3 7
All right, so that's February 12th, 7 p.m.
okay.
And the only subject is town fixtures.
No, the whole plan, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
gonna be,
everything that's open, yeah.
yeah, parking,
Parking.
signs, street
I don't know
lights.
what we're gonna do on parking, we haven't gotten, parking, but, planning is working on parking.
Planning commission's got it on their agenda.
Yeah, but that's all for enforcement, not for the parking lot.
It's also for, ordinances for timed parking.
So,
Sorry. Keep going and they pronounce people microphone. So parking, lights, street signs, wayfinding stuff.
right.
Yeah,
Could I have one with that correct change like that from the planning commission? We're waiting for them to be. Well, we haven't done it, right?
obviously I can't tell you whether or not they're gonna make any decisions. I put an ordinance in front of them, I've got a map of Queen Street parking, and we also have, someone who's taking a drone overhead to take a look at things. So obviously I can convince them. You know, I would probably say no to the 12th for them, but I would say probably the following month they should be able to get something.
Oh, and we're talking about going back to Hill for fully more complaints of Queen Street thing as well. Or, you know,
Is that for the farmer's market?
well, that's for the whole parking, halfway.
Yeah,
And we have no, we just have contestants going with that, you know.
right now I'm working with our attorney to see what kind of easements we can get from those two alleys. We own most of one of them
Right.
and none of the second one, so we're gonna have to figure that out before we talk about ingress. and
Well,
egress.
we never decided that whether we can make that one way or, you know, that needs to be all stuff, right? And how we're gonna do parking and everything.
Yeah, I'll put something in front of you and that we could I'd probably suggest at that point hiring a parking expert. Come in and say, this is the direction we should go, this is, you know, how you can maximize the number of spots.
So it wasn't that helpful about that, I don't.
I don't believe that was a parking lot design, they were giving us conceptual parking, strategy. So we can pay them for a parking design for one lot, but the one between the bank and Williston, and the one between the bakery and the Wilson Center.
What about the one between the Sheriff and the
That's fine.
on the other side of the house?
Oh, you know, I never gave that one any thought.
And there is a private one.
Yeah, I honestly, I never gave that one thought, so I'll add that to the list and, you know, I'm sure an easement will be acceptable to most of the folks who own, so that's one.
I give you the bit of improvement. Correct. That's a total of
Yeah, I would say that lighting would be the least of the improvements. But yeah, there's more to that.
Well, that's stuff I think one problem, you know,
I think that's the one we own,
yeah, correct, yeah, then we just.
the one between the Welcome Center and the bakery.
I have just read some discussions about the, welcome center, sidewalk, sometimes, but we don't have to follow by using or install for pedestrians.
Well, obviously, there's cameras on each end, and there will be lighting and the whole thing. If you're thinking about a blue box type of thing, you know, we've got limited staffing, so if I hit the blue box, where's the phone gonna ring? We can do something where it rings the sheriff or the dispatcher or something like that. If that's something you want me to pursue, I'm more than happy to do it.
I think it's also, as we're talking about the landscape, Mark Street, that between the theater, the alley that takes you to the swing, have a rising, one of the houses on Market Street, I don't know the exact number, not here, so that is going to be very long.
I'm sorry, I'm lost, walking in circles. Can you do one more time for me?
Going out, that's not,
Yep.
on Market.
Yep.
Right past the theater, will be parked.
The-
The rest of the parking.
Yes, by the sector, yeah.
So you'll drive. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a,
a.
yeah, no, yeah,
which will be,
it's their home, yeah, their curb cut is gonna be their curb cut, so it'll stay there.
You might only be able to. So you can help them get it back.
Right, that's, either way, they'll be
So we're gonna talk about this in February.
very close.
Town council, code of ethics, I think it's on here, we had some previous discussions, but I think there's a couple of examples when I got, that are pretty different came back, I don't think we need to, if you can make some comments, that you don't have to decide on it tonight, but, one that I thought. What is it you have done, and somebody else, nothing, that was pretty good. The only thing I didn't, I don't know, price was pretty good. I didn't think it was something about, being other than that. Yeah. So I think, my change is if you want to get a couple of, maybe really get better than, combine it down with, or, I'm not open to anything, and try to. I have to work on that.
And when I thought that there were elements of both that could be combined.
Yeah,
And I'd be happy to work on them.
okay, we have another one. I need, so the duty and come up with a presentation on. That's, so, anybody else have any other comments about that? Committee reports, personnel, not needed. Onancock needs it.
My first presentation this evening, I think we said it all, that I do want to thank the town council for this. Hope that the presentation will be the same, but it doesn't make it, when it's in the money that is provided. We'll pretty thinking.
As far as Onancock school, sir,
First, I wanted to say the school is open to everybody and wants to welcome everybody. The grounds are open all the time, the playground, etc. And there are many different groups who use the big middle room for baby showers, birthday parties, birthday services, the dormant. So the school wants to be a community center and it wants the community to come. So any perception that that's not the case, let's talk. As Priscilla mentioned, the next step of work has been done for the pavilion. The columns and the steel beams tied them together are in place. And, I'm just gonna read this, it's not my vocabulary. Extend rebar and forms around columns for concrete beach form. Grout walls and foundation compartments. Backfill left side storage compartment and rear area of foundation. And then the next step, which are subject to availability of money, materials, and labor, are to pour the concrete slab over the rear area and the left side storage space, install drain tile and sump pit, pour concrete slab in the crawl space after covering the bottom with crushed stone, and miscellaneous minor construction related to above items. So you don't know the timing for that. They go to the next thing to begin to get it to where there will be a usable floor for an open space as step one of having to go and ready. The next step would be later as money becomes available. Other activities, we installed 3 new board members and a new slate of officers. And getting going on this new year. The next big event is the Wine Wednesday on February 7th, which is going to be around. Thank you.
any questions for Carol?
Well, there, maybe everybody said, are you saying the funding is available at this point, sit down with the.
And from there,
Yeah.
no, but it's just a surface, a concrete,
Not
not the final, not the whole, a little bit.
And then from that point to phase one,
Yes.
yeah, sorry.
Quick question, per the, FOS guidelines, with a building manager to be hired, is that been done yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a construction. There's a fund.
So I'm talking about the pavilion and.
No, it's.
Because the events that would be of the scale that would require that are not gonna be yet.
You indicate when that might be. That's great.
I,
Or Joe, you know that, or? I'm just curious.
Not this year, I would
Have that in your guidelines. Good question. You don't have something, that's fine. If you have it in writing, it's something that is going to be done. Yeah, people would want to know what's going on with the building. All right, that's fine.
They're gonna get, it's not, the events that would be in the next phase are not gonna be.
You would have to
a-
find someone that is aware of those types of activities. If it's not done now, I'm assuming it will be done sometime soon. Since you're planning on running at the building, the performance. Or
There will be,
something that question here.
there will be
Wait.
few small local little things happening that are not of a scale yet to warrant that, to warrant hiring somebody.
No, thank you.
Any other questions?
You know, the approximate difference in delta between the current funds you have and the total funds that you need.
You know that.
I don't know that.
Yeah. Well,
I would like to point out that, they were proposed guidelines that all community was trying to work with. They were working with the community trying to help them. I'm not aware that the school ever had a finalized set of guidelines.
They're on their website, so we're issued by myself. There's a link on the website, that you have guidance.
yeah, that was discussed about, you know, there's already discussed about having something like that. That was discussed. No, that, this isn't phase, yeah. No. But it's still under, they haven't abandoned something, and I've been meeting them out about.
Going by what,
Yeah, I understand.
it's written.
All right, thank you, thanks, Bishop. Right?
No, we didn't need to come up the, we voted on seventh of February at 5:30, we'll discuss the parking, vote from last time. And with the more than that.
Thank you. Waterfront, we will probably only be from March, and economic development authority.
Yeah. Do that, on January 16th. And, there were several, 40 marches that they documents, the loan agreement and the promise window. Promise agreement is between DHCD and the Williston. There was a question of requirement of 20 full-time employees will be met. And, 1099 is going to meet the requirement of 40 emails since DHCD. And the wisdom and and found that document. The deed of trust has been approved. This is at the first meeting, has been approved by Eric Gregory. And we recently the town manager trustee. The town and DHCD restrictions agreement was dictated by DHCD. The IRS transition cycle was expressed in a borrower paid a loan and the contract. A motion was unanimously voted stating the promissory note was signed contingent upon chairperson to follow with Eric Gregory, town attorney, and reporting back to the EPA on Monday, January 22nd. We actually live in closed session, all the board members and the attorney tonight. BDA has not retained an attorney or a CPA. New grant opportunities were discussed, examples are the T-Mobile and the Virginia grant lot. The town will not be applying for grants in year term. Onancock Main Street will be applying for downtown improvement with tourism grants this night. CDBG grant. I don't want to write everything, it's important. CDBG, that's the Community Development Block Grant, has $1.3 million available that Onancock can apply for. There is also tax funds available of 1.7 million, with a 20% match that is been now known. And I noticed in the town manager's report, he stated I'm going to read it. We are meeting with the relationship manager to open up OBGA and not the union and you suggest the purposes for applying for that community development block grant and what do they do? That's what we have to do. But it's good to know that it's now that's the requirement. Only CDBG grant, correct me if I'm wrong now, we have to do a planning grant, although I think we would have to do that. We have our whole video.
No, we would because there's a lot of environmental engineering called PDR that are required, so, our project. Well, we received the planning grant and we get reimbursed by CDBG. Same thing with the Northeast project. We have $1 million. We're writing the check and then they're reimbursing us. It would be exactly the same thing for the next. If we decided to apply for anything. No, community block grant, it comes from HUD through CDBG, but it's considered state money, even though it comes from HUD.
Right, and you may recall, I was out during the last project meeting, we have where you can see what is it down to the spot. That we do it. And what we received back from them, and the info was that the county applied for $3 million. We have approximately 1.7, well, we have 900,000 currently for the Northeast project. Applying for an additional 800,000 years up with the price of everything. So that leaves 1.3 million that is available in this budget app, is that included IRS earnings and so yeah, it's one dialogue, things like, and have to.
It was, the town, the positive for CDA.
Well, typically the town would do it, because we have an EDA, that's a luxury most towns don't have.
What's the advantage for them doing it first?
Not you.
We're not borrowing any money.
No, you're not.
It seems like another layer or something.
It would have to be part of the town's strategic plan.
Yeah.
So if you come up with the items that either aren't going to be funded with ARPA or aren't going to be funded with our reserves, and you come up with something that we could apply for, using that 1.3 million remaining. But it would have to be, it has to meet specific guidelines for CDBG. So we have to juggle and make sure we're funding with the right funds. I'm not a huge proponent in the short term right now. We've got enough going on.
Well, to be clear, this is in context of what EDS.
Yeah.
Could apply to. And EDA. But this last thing to me, saying EDA was applying, Matt's still doing that funding, is that correct?
Yeah, unless,
I mean, there's only one of you.
thank God, right?
By the town and EDA. Well, now, came up with a meeting, discuss that, and we discussed that he doesn't have to land at this time to do that. So that's what you have to do that. So,
But I was under the impression that you were the administrator of the fund and not an administrator of.
Well, they're a full legal EDA with all the privileges attached to that. They were formed for the simple reason that we needed to have an administrator for that loan because the municipality can't loan money. So but they can go after that if they find a federal EDA grant that, like, you know, that works for us. They can apply for that if they choose, but the purpose that they were,
But don't you apply for a grant with a plan in mind,
Yeah.
and what the town would like to do or have?
and that, yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying by having a strategic plan in place, by saying, you know, I wanna apply for it because I can't use reserves or I can't use ARPA, but we wanna get this done. This source of funds would meet that need and be aligned with its purpose. We might be able to get that done that way. That's all.
Yeah, so we're sure, pretty sure on it, put it out.
Way.
Yeah, we're just talking about. Yeah.
And even the ads, we do economic development board. And but in this particular case, it was formed from one purpose in mind. Well, wait a second, what my understanding, thank you for that, okay, it was as was said, the initial impetus for having to do it was that the county and one of them, but in the forming motion, it was clear that it can also do other, we search for other money in other things. Okay, and then my question is, in the beginning of your report, you talking about the lowest ability, something about a number of employees, and I didn't quite hear what you said, and he wasn't sure if it was. It was expanding one of the agreements between the NCA and Livingston, that they must have 20% employees. That's a lot of employees. So that has been changed so that they can be 1099 employees. And there has been one.
But that's,
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, please, yeah.
yeah, the 20 employees was promulgated by DHCD. When we started doing the negotiations, she doesn't have employees, she has independent contractors. So, and the other issue is, we don't monitor the time each independent contractor works. So the language that we came up with, that DHCD is comfortable with, says something along the lines of 1099 employees, independent contractors or contractors who treat realty as their primary source of income qualify as an FTE. So that means if you work 5 hours and you're retired and you work 5 hours and that's your sole profession, that counts as an FTE.
Yeah, it's still under one, or it's just.
Yeah, it's 20, but they have, the FTE, the independent contractors would accord that. Now, she has 40 realtors that work with her. So all of them would go towards the 20 FTE, which means she obviously doubles it.
Yeah, I think we're getting into the stuff that we don't know.
Well, you know, laugh.
I would encourage you to read it.
Okay, so those are, so public comment has already done, mayor's report, I don't really have anything except, I attended the, fire department, banquet, one of their new officers, and, appreciate everything we do. Town manager report.
Okay. Let's see now, I'll start at the top. The HRSD, transaction to replace all of our water meters. The HRSD commission, which is their board, approved the appropriation of the money to do the project. So we met, we've selected the meters. We're gonna have, it's all remote read. It's got analytics on it, and one of the, I just geeked out on this all day, so I'm gonna take 5 seconds. I can tell if you have a trickle of water going through your pipe, which even though you might not see or hear a leak, I will know that you have a leak and I can notify you of that and save you some money. That's the kind of thing. I also have for certain accounts, I can disconnect or connect their water service with my phone. So it's really, really a good system. It's not one that we're creating, it's down in Hampton Roads, but It's getting high marks from them for all of that. Really very, very cool. We are still on track to do a springtime start of this project. So that part of it is, this has been, I mean, you know how long we've been working on this deal, so, somebody stick a shovel in the ground and I'm gonna be a very happy man.
First of all,
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah, they do everything, boxes, connections, and I'm even trying to get them to tell me what kind of pipes they're attaching it to so that I can do my lead and copper. That works out. I'm just gonna quickly touch on, I'm sorry.
I think we're getting called to the resident for this,
No. VDOT, I'm just gonna touch quickly on Holly because it's been a hot mess over there for a long time. We put the drainage culverts in and then VDOT went in and gave it a scraping along the roads. It did not work. So now they've, on one side of the road, they've put a small drainage ditch. They've still got some work to do. I've talked with VDOT. They know they still have work to do and they're gonna finish it up. I just wanted to let the folks know that because that's been a problem. Northeast Revitalization Project, number 4 Church, number 15 Cross have both been demolished. Number 8 Watson and number 29 Church are out for the owner's signature. Once we get the owner's signature, then that demolition can occur. The ARPA projects, hopefully everybody has seen, construction fence and signage around the police department. We've got the new trailer out back where the police are going to work during their construction. That's the demo on that is starting in probably a week. The demo on the welcome center is probably going to be done by Sunday. Once they do that, then they're going to start cutting for plumbing and jackhammering the floors to get the plumbing in. We, in the town, have to get the water line so they have something to plug into. So that's going to be a project. You're going to see it. We're going to have to tear up the sidewalk on Market Street. So, yeah.
How long that sidewalk?
It's going to be one. It's going to be one square, and I need to find somebody who can do concrete. I've got like 4 jobs that I need to get done, and I can't find anybody that actually wants to do it.
Isn't that right on the?
I don't think so. It's on this side of the street, so we don't have parking in front of the welcome center, do we?
The first parking space east of the bakery in front of either the welcome center or Little Street is in that space.
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
It's up.
I'll look first.
But it's not the way that.
And that's really where we're gonna try to tie it in. It was right in the alley and then run the water line up the grass.
But I want to be sure that any disruption and somebody making use of that space, if you'll clear
Yeah.
or walk or whatever.
I would probably move the space forward if that was.
As much as possible.
Okay. No, thank you. I didn't even know it was there. Okay, the dredging underneath the dock is the person who is retained to do our bid document and all of our engineering is coming on site on the 25th to look at our spoil site. That, if you remember the old dump on Town Road. So right now, Terry and Derek are out there clearing a lot of trees and doing all that. We're pulling 1,100 cubic yards of sludge out from underneath the docks. So, we need space to put that. So, and that's why the dump is coming in. One other, I'm going to say repair. You notice down at the wharf, the cones that are there and the awful trip hazard that's there. I'm on my 4th contractor to try and get a number that's going to work. The first concrete guy came back and I don't know, I think it just wasn't even reasonable. So I've got somebody who's going to do gonna give you a quote for pavers, but with, 18-inch base. So that it'll withstand, weight, it'll also probably concrete pavers, so it'll take the salt water. So that's in process, but, you know, yeah. Yeah, no,
There were papers, already, for where the ponds are. So, were those put in recently?
no, those have been there a while, and what we would need to do, because the bulkhead was in such bad shape for so long, a lot of the sub base has eroded and went out into the creek. So we really have to pull that apart and get a good base going and, yeah.
But so, my point is, was there any kind of guarantee the person who didn't work ready? Can't put it back in the place.
You would be able to answer that, I don't have any idea.
Go to the dock, and we're gonna go to,
The Harbor Master House? Yeah, that's,
and that's like I said, it's all, lots of the.
yeah, I mean,
That bulkhead.
the bulkhead is what caused that problem. And then, the favorite time of year is we've got our audit starting here in a minute, so Debbie and I are gonna be, tied up with all of that. Thank you for that.
Any questions or financial questions about the financial?
Not a financial question, but I just have a comment. Matt, I'm incredibly impressed that you're gonna be on this panel for Hampton Road. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think that's just very impressive.
Now, town council comments, Adam? Hello? All right, the, closed session, there's a motion to go into closed session,